Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day, and thank you so much for taking the time to check out this YouTube Arena deck video. We'll be breaking down our list in depth, discussing strategies and synergies to provide you with a deeper understanding of how to pilot the deck effectively. Furthermore, demonstrating all of this within our ranked gameplay footage. And finally, concluding with our wrap-up thoughts, channel news, and deck review. If you want to help out, leave a like, drop a comment, hey, maybe even subscribe to the channel. Of course, our community Discord is always open if you want to stop by and say hello. Let's take a look at the deck. This is a Jeskai mid-range build in standard best of 1 with a 2.7 average mana value, supported by 24 land, in which we will be absolutely dominating our opponent's health with direct damage spells, which is a lot of what we're doing here. And we can copy those spells and get coincidental damage if those spells are maybe cast from exile, which we can also do quite a bit, which is cool. So to break down the deck, we should first discuss our main focus, which will be Rawls -10. For 4 mana, you get a Planeswalker with 4 loyalty that has a static ability, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell with the deck is built of, put a loyalty counter on Raw. Okay, +1, creating a 1/1 otter token with prowess, -3, drawing 3, discarding 2, and then -10, draw 3, get a storm emblem for your instants and sorceries. This is our main focus, as it stays with you the rest of the game. Not all of our copy spells have storm and like kind of cascade out. Well, cascade's a suspect word for magic, but you know, they're exponential in origin, I guess. So you cast 1, and then you cast your second, it copies it twice. You cast your third, it copies it 3 times, so on and so forth, right? And that stays with you the whole game. So A, it's there the entirety of the game. B, it's just better because, you know, it curves out on its own, which is great. Aside from that, Jace is really cool. This is a 2-mana Planeswalker that you can't cast until turn 4, but that allows you to play another spell with it, which is really cool. So for 3 loyalty, draw a card, discard a card with the +1, an additional +1 that allows you to exile non-land with mana value 3 less from your hand, and have it become plotted. So this is, again, going to be good for a couple reasons in the deck. A, we are looking to accumulate that storm emblem and other forms of copy spells. In the meantime, we'd like to maybe put all of these spells into exile and cast them for 0 once we get the copy. So it's not just copying one spell, maybe we're copying multiple spells at once, right? And then we can really reach the far ends of that storm emblem, not to mention Jace's own -6 until the end of turn. Whenever you cast a spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy, right? So again, this can copy multiple spells on the turn, which makes plotting them over and over and over, and then just throwing them at your opponent all at once quite worthwhile. Okay, so Chandra. For 6 mana, 5 loyalty, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it, choose new targets for the copy once each turn. This is only going to happen once, but Chandra's just such a powerful card that it is still worthwhile. +2, adding 2 mana of any color, 5 starting loyalty, which is crazy, +1, exiling the top 5 of your library and casting a instant or sorcery from among them until the end of your next turn, which is quite nice. And then finally, -X, dealing X damage to 2 targets, which is quite good as well, because you can hit your opponent with that, and maybe something that's a threat to you as well, Planeswalker or a creature, clean it up. And then we have Osier, Deepest Epoch for 4 as a 4/3 with Flyer, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery from your hand, it gains a rebound. And if you cast a spell with rebound from your hand, exile it as it resolves, and then at the beginning of your next upkeep, you may cast that card from exile without paying its mana value. That is essentially a copy, but getting it the following turn. Again, still very, very nice. And exile it, right? And then copy it, which is quite nice, right? You may cast that card from exile without paying its mana cost, which is nice. And then that's going to, alongside Jace now, trigger Quintorius Kand's static ability. So 5 mana, 4 starting loyalty. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, Kand deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. That is knocking futs. The fact that we're going to get all of our spells now cast from exile as additional value is very, very good. Jace's +1 plotting cards into exile now converts them into damage and life gain. Very, very good. That's all just free for you. Very nice. And then we can copy all of those for just an obscene amount of value with Rawls -10. Now, I know what you're thinking. -10's a lot. How are you getting there? And thankfully, because we have so many Planeswalkers in the deck, we're actually utilizing a Proliferate package here with Experimental Augury for 2 instant speed, looking at the top 3 of your library, putting 1 into your hand, rest in bottom in random order, Proliferate. So this is A, a non-creature, and B, you proliferate, so it would push up Rawl by 2, which is quite nice, and then Rawl obviously has the +1 as well. That's 3 loyalty for Rawl. Volt Charge for 3 mana, instant speed, 3 damage to any target, proliferate as well. Again, it's localized spot removal or damage to your opponent to end the game with the storm or copy abilities. Okay, and all of your damage spells are in that same category. A good way to transition now to our interaction within the deck. Removing any threats early game, creatures, planeswalkers, or late game, just closing out the match, right? Shock, instant speed, 2 damage to any target. Lightning Helix, instant speed for 2, 3 damage to any target. You gain 3 life. Volt Charge for 3, we've already discussed, dealing 3 damage, and we proliferate. Really nice, any target damage there. You also, again, have Chandra's -X in that same category for you. Finishing up with Quintorius Kand, the +1 can make a 3/2 token, which is nice. The -3 will discover 4. That will be the casting of a 4 mana or less from the top of your library, which is great, and we can get really lucky on that, potentially with like a Rawl, with an Epoch, but really generating any value is going to be good for us, and just having the passive trigger is nice. And -6, exile any number of target cards from your graveyard, add 1 red mana for each card exiled this way, and you may play those cards this turn. This is decent if we don't have the Epoch in play at all, but if it's already exiling our grave and we don't have a grave, it's not worth it. Just focus on the -3, and really the important part for Quintorius Kand is just to be in play, right? So get it in play, -3 for the Discover 4. Hopefully you get good value. If you need to defend it +1, that's fine. But it's the passive ability, because we are casting again from exile in so many different ways. Again, even Chandra's +1 ability is cards into exile for you to cast that way, right? So, you know, no lack of that. We also have more interaction within the deck, believe it or not. Into the Floodbot, 1 mana, instant speed, gifting a tapped fish to return a creature an opponent controls to their hand. If you do gift that fish, you get to choose non-land permanent, which is great. Really cheap interaction, and you can protect your planeswalkers from attacks this way. Insulating ourselves from the aggro meta with Union of the Third Path. Instant speed for 3, drawing a card, gaining life equal to the number of cards in your hand, which, you know, 5, 6 life. That's good enough for the turn, specifically if you can pair it with a cheap interaction spell. And then finally, you know, if things get out of control, we have Ill-Timed Explosion for 4, sorcery, drawing 2, then discarding 2 if you choose so. If you do deal X damage to each creature where X is the greatest mana value of discarded cards, which is decent. You know, worst case, we're throwing a Kand or a Chandra for 5 or 6, but typically the Epoch for 4, Raw for 4 is their legendary, and then maybe the Explosion. Again, we can pair that damage with our single target damage to go above that if we need on a single target, because it's not all of their creatures will be 7 power, right? So maybe we deal 4 damage to the lot, and then we deal 3 extra damage to one, something like this. Okay. That's the deck in its entirety. We have a Mirrex and a Fountain Port as it's kind of like a mid-rangey deck, so we've got a lot of time to hang out, make tokens, draw from them, stuff like this. Passage for consistency's sake. Using 2 quick lands and 1 shock land or damage land in my 3-color decks for very nice consistency, having a lot of luck with that configuration, and then some basics for the passages. That is it. Again, quick recap. Raw token, -10. Your main objective. You can get there easily through the Proliferate, and there are also additional ways to copy spells in the deck, push things into exile if you can, so you can capitalize not only on the copy effects that you have in your deck, but also Quintorius Kand static. Okay, cheers. Enjoy today's gameplay. Let's win some matches. On the draw, keeping 7. Building into an explosion, I suppose. Hold up Helix. Chrome on 3. Fountain Port on 4. Jace can toss the island. Maybe toss the reef. Okay. A little bit awkward there. Maybe search for a blue source and play the reef. But here we are. Draw and discard first. Well, no, because maybe this is something that we bought. Clean up the bat. I don't know, I think we're committed now. We might just want to draw and discard through these lands a little bit. There's a lot of them. No. Sag. Keep this party going.
The multiverse deserves.
It's okay that we're lessening our hand for that. No worries. We're mostly just waiting until we can get like another Planeswalker and play, specifically a Raw. Relax, pretty good. Graveyard. We have to kill this, I guess, right? Would appear that way. That's not bad. Still need a roll out though. Really out of cards in comparison. Ah, twice they burned me. We just dump in, try to reaccumulate value, or hold out turn by turn. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. 2 damage, gain 3 life, draw a card. 2 damage, gain 6 life, draw a card. All right, all right, all right. We kind of hesitated there, right? Because we want to really save that stuff and capitalize with it all at once. But at a certain point, it's like, I can't just sit here. So we get after it. Oh, hello. Now you show up. Now you show up. This probably, well, we can discard Brawl for 4 damage. Keep you in play. Don't want to do that, but maybe that's the world we live in. I'm gonna discard this because they'll just exile it on me. They have Terra Sunders and like just creature removal in abundance, so don't think that's the plan. It's a little bit better.
Go on, tell your story.
Hmm. I'm gonna burn it. Proliferate virtue to the grave now. See you later! We're up and about. Brawl is now active. We have some protection with the flood. Brawl being out gives Quintorius maybe a little bit of insulation. Good for Tad, I see. Nice. That's really good. That's it, right? Do you think we could get to a -6? Only 2 red cards in our... We get them all. I think we hold the fort. No, that's weird, but we can just reset that, right?
I hope you've got bottled lightning share.
Take the value now. Okay. I guess it's some value, and we get to hold on to our cards in hand. We do get damage from it. Let me keep that land in hand for the temple at some point. Yeah, I'm just chilling. Take an organic draw. This is okay, and then we just make the Mirrex token after. It means I only have to deal 3 damage. This is my first choice.
I've calculated exactly what I need.
We just run it back. They're gonna remove it so soon. There's no way they don't. Wish I had, well, maybe the draw would be appropriate. Cut down. 4 in hand after the draw. I think if they had it, they would have done it. Surveilling. Always good. I just need an instant or sorcery off the top. Thank you. Oh, we're going right to London. It sticks, that is. Full charge. Beautiful. Brawl gets a -10. We draw 3. Emblem out. Oh my god! Find out. They have nothing for us to bounce, but we could do all of them. Plus this. Did we go for this or keep it around? I don't want to hold them up too long. The emblem doesn't go away. It's just a next turn thing. It might be enough. Alright, math is hard. We do 2, and then we do 4 for 6, and then we do 9 for 15. I guess that would indeed be lethal. On a -4 though. On a -4 though. Oh, well, it'd be a -3. We have 4 out right now. That was a Diamond 1 player that we just got to have a lot of fun with. See their deck, which is great. Go Gary, just so good, right? I should have done the math and maybe just taken it and shown you the Storm emblem, but the first one deals 2, the second one deals 4. Then we're up to 6, and then the third one will deal 9, which is great. And then, obviously that's 15 total. We could have even -3 to self-sacrifice this to get maybe potentially 1 more on the stack there. And there was no target for our Floodmaw, unfortunately. But that's just how powerful this emblem is. And a lot of fun. All right, on the draw, 2 and 4. Pretty decent for removal. Planes on 1. I guess a red source on 2 unless we need an emergency helix. Try to save this helix for after the explosion though. And dare I say Jace pre-explosion, but good luck on that. Let's withhold this information for now. Rabbits are really good. Oh, that's a field wipe, but I gotta take out that mentor with priority. Because it grows. You know, we just can't have that. Well, we could bounce it. But then they'd replay it. Just take it. Yep. Because it's not a 2-2, it's going to be a 5-5 and a 6-6, and then I'm not hitting it at all. Ouch. I see what you do. And that's okay. I have Flood Maw up next turn. We have an explosion. And as long as we keep it under 5. Okay. I'll just let it sit there. 4 is the perfect number for me. This will be a blue source for Jace. But for now, an explosion. 4 is the perfect number. Technically, we only have to do 2. Did I toss Jace? Save the field wipes. We don't actually have to do 4 because by removing the others, we drop it. So only dealing 2 and cleaning up nicely, saving our other field wipes. One mana field wipe. Or 1 damage field wipe, but it's still necessary. Oh, well, that's a fantastic card. Did they offspring that? Dude. They're going to concede. Three in a row. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Like, well, I don't have any more. Hey, that's good. They're still doing it. They're still doing the thing. That's so brutal. I deserve to lose. Just for being a bully, right? Oh my gosh. Pond with a plus. Takes it to 5 with a blocker, so should survive. And if this is a land, then we can really accumulate some value now. 3 explosions in a row, all of which were quite ill-timed. Yup. We can proliferate. And then minus Kand again. Well, not again. I think that would be our first minus.
New world requires new strategies.
What a novel discovery.
Put in hand. Lame. Lame. You're the blocker. All right, we're just surviving, gaining value.
Together we can shift the current.
Poor aggro player. I almost said control player. I'm pretty mid-range. I'm not necessarily super control. Like, a lot of my stuff just generates value. We go to 8, 9, 10.
Time to embrace the local culture. Sorry to wake you. I've calculated exactly what I need.
Experimental augury is quite nice. Gonna die anyways. So should we not just... Well, no, because it's the first.
I am confident this will work.
Okay. We should be fine. There's a lot of cards. We've got an Epoch, another Raw with an emblem out already. They probably take Raw. Okay. Storm with a charge in hand. We're going to be okay. All right, on the draw. That's how you know you're playing against mono red. Oh! You should say it out loud. I'll live my own life. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm in danger. Hey, that's a good card. You are a white source. Yeah. I kill that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. 1 damage and additional 3 for 4 on the turn to 16. One planes, please. No, you go. You should do something, no? No! Oh, are you scared of removal? You're even more scared of this life gain. What the? You could probably dunk on this, but I think that's still the correct answer. This is a blue source. There could be removal here, but it converts into a land. So it's not all downside. Just mostly downside is what it is. Mostly. First strike? Remember that time we gained 6 life and drew a card in 1 turn? Okay. They're doing the thing. Okay, we still get the trade, though. And oh, no, we don't? They survive? I didn't notice that. That's brutal. Should we punish them for their crimes? No. Venus sucks because you're not really getting anywhere, though. Big risk with Quintorius Kand. But you could get lucky, HGG. I'm going to go Jace Explosion. I gotta toss you, Raw. I'm sorry. It's just one of those days.
Now I must step out of the shadows.
Just cycle through. Look for life gain. You found it. That's funny. I don't like to throw that, but you're keeping that. You ain't throwing that Helix away, homie. It's a nice spread. Where are you going? Going first, keeping 7. It's a little slow, but I don't think I really mind much. I love these sleeves. These are actually my favorite sleeves of the sleeves in shop, which you definitely shouldn't buy because wizards, you know. But if you were gonna get some, oh man, those are the ones. Red source, double red. Let's grab out. We don't really need a lot. I don't think it matters. White source may have been better early on in case we top deck Helix. Blue would have been good too, I guess. I was forgetting about you. Double blue. Is that our only double? Double red. Removal if needed. Otherwise, we can just draw a card, right? Are they ramping? Is that what that does? No, it does. Yeah, this is a Niv Mizzet deck. That's pretty cool, right? I want you out first. Don't know if it'll work though. Like they're gonna have stuff. Play lines. Ay ay ay. I'm in danger. Maybe they just play Niv and I can dunk on it. Well, they are doing something. Well, I can't cast Ojur. The deepest epoch.
I hope you've got bottled lightning share.
Maybe Rawl could have dug for lands. That could be an appropriate play early game rather than just being greedy. The one time you could -3s if you needed the land with a hand like this, right? I want to get to that double blue, and I need to get to 5. I mean, ill-timed explosion is floating us for now. One, 2, 3, 4, and his +1 is 5. But then we still need to sit a turn. Plus, we don't have 6 mana for the 2 charges, but that's our goal. Wow, okay. That's aggressive for 0 mana. Really nice stuff there, right? How many times do you think they do that? Is the domain deck alive again? Just because this land is so good? I guess we just pass, I'm sure, probably. Unless we get a blue land. Still need to toss a 4-drop, and it's not going to be conned.
Otter to otter? I need some help.
We do have 12 damage in hand as well. Technically 14 with cons minus. Leyline on Raw. Yeah, I was expecting some Leylines. Leyline, Beanstalk, classic. Let me guess, you play Atraxa too? No, I'm just kidding. I think the Atraxa Reanimator is almost worse. This is probably better in tournaments. The graveyard's harder to interact. Or easier to interact with, and this doesn't utilize its graveyard as much as the Reanimator, but... Alright, go Gadget prowess. Just so we can 5 and 5. I think that's probably appropriate. Yes, you gain 3 life. Understand. And you get more land. Fantastic. Heaped Harvest. That's a good one. Right, 2 lands, 3 life. What a card. What an absolute card. Well, we lost the Stomper on 3, right? So this is really nice. Not a creature, but it's a second land. That kind of keeps me from using my Cond, which I don't like. Unless we got really lucky. But that. Well, they're going to just leyline it anyways. Maybe we get lucky. Nope. Literally the least lucky card we could have pulled. A shock? We can't even deal 3 damage to it? Come on. Come on, bro. Oh, you're using Helixes too? Dang. They have a lot of life gain in their deck. The I guess it's no, here it is. This gains life. This gains life. This gains life. Oh my. So much life gain. They had 2 of them too. No, what was that then? They attacked us. Oh, it was another meteor. Into the bog, searching 22 cards in their deck. A little excessive. Hey, I'm game until you play Atraxa. Now we could probably scoop up. It's a lot of life gain, and we are struggling as it's paired with really effective removal, right? The life gain, not so much a problem if we're able to build up, but as not able to, it sucks. A bit of a hindrance. So then you think, okay, well, maybe I can race them down. But even that's unlikely. Good game. Let's try this. I just want to draw. We know the game's over, but double land. That's fantastic. It's fun to see, you know, what's there still. Like, you know, could I have come back from this? And the answer is no. Jeskai Copy Friends. Not too shabby. Really liking it. If you wanted, you could add a Sunfall to the deck. If you really wanted to ruin the game for everyone, I guess you could add a Sunfall. I don't really feel the need for it. Ill-Timed Explosion does get almost everything. And then our tokens remain. But most times they don't anyways, right? So, you know, Osier being exiled with Sunfall is no different than it being destroyed, except for it doesn't become a land, which I suppose is relevant, but Sunfall is just so strong, so, you know, maybe that goes in the deck. I'm also thinking of Zurgo. Pretty decent, you know, some additional damage if we want, but, you know, I just didn't feel like we needed a creature, specifically if we were gonna, you know, play with Sunfall, but you can bounce it back, so that actually might make it better in some terms. The sequence, damage, and draw, but the dual mana I don't care for. And it's one thing to have a Helix, a red and a white, but now when you have a red and a white and a blue and a red, that gets tricky, and the same thing goes for No More Lies. So these are good cards that I was definitely considering, but they just didn't make it. Lightning Strike I liked quite a bit as well, but Helix, you know, I think it's just better with that life gain in the current meta. If you had trouble casting it, sure, switch out to Lightning Strike and good luck on the life gain. But, you know, Third Path should help stabilize, but the two together is just so fantastic. And then we top it off with the Quintorius Kand ability, right? So, 3 steps ahead. Again, really viable for us. Nice counter magic. We can also draw. We're not really creating a token of anything, but the draw and counter is always going to be fairly beneficial to your match, obviously. So, that's it. You know, there's a world where maybe we drop some of the burn, right? It is really a damage-based deck. This is all dealing damage, and then these copy that damage. This gets us to copying faster. This just survives, right? This is our survival pile. So we could potentially drop some of it, I guess is what I'm trying to say, for some more concrete removal. It get lost by chance. And then, you know, we're not worried about always having enough damage to reset the field. It's working, but, you know, obviously, as someone who's looking to improve the deck always, those are my thoughts. And you made it to the end of the video, so you deserve them. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have an absolute magical day. Decklist in the description below, Avi. And hit me up in the Discord, and looking forward to seeing you soon in the next. Take care.